Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back with some a fan favorite, you could say, I think, Dimir Control. Not necessarily the most competitive deck out there, but I was like, hey, let's revisit this with some new ideas and a new card that actually, as one of you guys pointed out in the comments of one of the videos, um, a new card stock up that works kind of nicely in this deck. Why is that? So you look at the top five, take two, and then you decide which three and which order you put on the bottom, which means you could theoretically put Jace to the bottom and then play Doomsday Excruciator on turn 6, go down to 6 cards in the library, and then have Jace on the third position. That is theoretically a play. Argument against that would be that you could just take the Jace with the stock up, and then you have Jace and Doomsday, and you don't have to like draw until you're at the third card, because if you start at 6, they kill the demon. It takes you a little bit to get to that third, essentially the fourth card down if you go from 6 low. So yeah, but it's still relevant, right? Like, if, for example, if you are desperately needing the removal or the lands, whatnot, and you need to take those with the stock up, then oh, okay, yeah, I can put the Jays down there. I can just throw my Doomsday out. I'll know I draw into Jays, and yeah, I mean that's certainly an upside. And stock up is also just phenomenal in this deck, of course. Not only is it card advantage, it's also you are a combo control deck, right? You're killing with this combo, and stock up finds you the combo pieces that you need, finds you the lands that you need. So it's really perfect for this deck. Yeah, just a strong blue card goes into a blue combo control deck. Who would have thought? 1+1 is 2. The rest of the deck is composed of lots of cheap removal in a stock up deck that doesn't have great catch-up mechanisms, like Beza, like Day of Judgment, Temporary Lockdown, which are fantastic to fight Pixie and Gruul, especially in game 1. This deck doesn't have that, right? So that's a big manco, but that means we have to spend our first and second turn at best casting spells so that we don't even fall that far behind, so we can tap out for stock up. So we have to adjust our deck composition a little bit. And to anybody who's saying like, oh, wait, you have sweepers here, you have cover up, you can play Malicious Eclipse, those are not good enough, really not. Cover up, 5 mana Day of Judgment is just one turn too slow, usually against like Gruul, even against the fast Storm Chaser's Talent Pixie draw, where they have a bunch of orders and just kill you quickly. It's just not that great. I still have 2 copies in here. I don't love the card. It does a few things here and there. It gives you obviously the option to have a sweeper, which is nice in a control deck. Sometimes can be used for a surgical effect against a combo-like deck. The card doesn't strike me that good, honestly, personally speaking. I don't think it's as good against Domain anymore as it used to be, because it's just much harder to hit Overlord, because it's going to be impended, and they can like Zur you, attack you for a bunch, and then you sweep, but then at that point they might Zur you again or something like that. While before you took out Atraxa, Archangel of Wrath, and Herd Migration, that was it. They didn't have anything else. So Deadly Cover was phenomenal there. But now it's like, eh. And then against the aggressive decks, it's just too slow. Yeah, anyhow. So one small sweeper for Pixie and Gruul starts that are low to the ground, and then lots of cheap removal. 4 cut down. It's just a must. 2 Anoint, 3 go for the throat. Just 7 2-mana removal. 2 change the equation. In blue-black, you don't have no more lies. So I'm going to change the equation. It counters a lot of things in Pixie that are important, and it counters everything in Gruul. And then it also counters Beanstalk. It can counter opposing counters. For example, if you get paired into blue-white control, you can counter their negate on your Jace. That's pretty important, actually. Like, that's huge. So it does a few things here and there. And then 1 copy of negate, 1 copy of the rest in the main deck to just have a little bit more variety instead of just removal. And I'm playing the 4 Deduce. I think this card is just solid, good. You could play Think Twice to hedge a little bit against Hopeless Nightmare. That would be totally reasonable to do that. Think Twice, theoretically the worst card, but I guess you can also mill it with Jace. That's another point in favor of Think Twice, theoretically, if you mill yourself, or you can surveil it in the graveyard, or you can mill it with Restless Reef. I mean, these things do add up. that you could make a case for Think Twice over Deduce. But I'm gonna run with the Deduce. Although I'm kind of talking myself into the Think Twice. I mean, it's really not scientific. I'm just gonna do 2 and 2. Well, hopefully you understand my thought process a little bit though, because like it's just not very clear which one's better. In any case, 2 duress on the sideboard helps against interaction, of course. 2 Ghost Vacuum, Graveyard Hate always welcome. Couple more counter spells. Intimidation Tactics is good against Zur, good against Gruul, good against Tishana's Tidebinder potentially, which is a little bit of an annoying card. I don't really have good counter spells for that one, so having something that can take that is, I think, nice. And then Preacher Shieldred, Blood-out number 2 for Kaito decks, and also for Zur. Preacher Shieldred as a transformative package together with triple all-deep Gearhulk. I've already seen people put the Gearhulk into the main deck of like blue-black control decks that they've been championing on Magic Online. Instead of running the Doomsday combo, they just have like 4 Jays and then 3 or 4 Gearhulks in the main deck as, I guess, the kill con plus Restless Reef, which is interesting. I mean, this card is not that easy to remove for Pixie, because -3 doesn't get it. It's not that easy to remove for Gruul either, especially in game 1, where they usually only have like 2 answers to a 4 toughness creature. And then, I mean, even in like matchups that have a ton of removal, you still get the trigger out of it. You can still, you know, take the best card out of the hand, maybe clear the way. I was also thinking about running this in the main deck, but I think it might be in the main deck. I just want to focus on the combo as much as possible and just having a bunch of cheap kill spells. I think that works best. But then in the post-board games, when it gets a little bit more sluggy, I can see that the Gearhulk is a really nice, flexible sideboard card that not only comes in against aggro, obviously, because of the lifelink body, but also can come in against, you know, domain, blue-white control. I'm sure I'm going to find space for this. I mean, I have like 10 cards to take out all the removal. So yeah, it's just a nice, flexible sideboard card. And yeah, I mean, the plan against Gruul for sure is going to be to take out like the combo stuff and to bring in all these creatures and just try to win with those. I think that's a better plan because it's just a little too slow. Against Pixie, I'm not sure if I want to do that. A creature, like all these creatures are kind of good against Pixie, so I could do that as well. You know, one big weakness of this deck is certainly the Tishana's Tidebinder. But yeah, I'm not trying to sell anybody on the deck by no means. This is I think a pretty clear tier 2 deck. Sure, I haven't tried the latest version with the Stock Up and the Gearhulk. This is like all new territory for me. I would presume that it will improve the deck, but you know, other decks have also improved over the time of the existence of this archetype. So you know, but yeah, this is just a little bit of a fun episode, just revisiting Doomsday combo. Likely still not tier 1 or anything close to it, but just a fun archetype that I enjoy exploring. All right. Let's get into the matches. Play first. Huh. Theoretically, if I draw a land, I can drop the Jace and draw a card. Oof. It's very removal heavy. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Like, if I'm mulligan into a hand with the Deuce or Stock Up, I can catch back up on the mulligan, right? Okay. I'm on the play. Maybe just like this. Pixie. Yeah, I mean, mulligan to 5 against a Hopeless Nightmare is not pretty. You could also play Obstinate Bailoff in the sideboard for sure. Could find space for that potentially. Yeah. Guess this. Okay. I guess I made the right choice. They Pixie me plus Nightmare. Brutal. Yep. Here, change the equation would have been great. I guess I'm just gonna discard Go for the Throat. If I draw a Stock Up, I might be okay. No, I'm just gonna plus on this. If they have Kaito, yeah, I mean, We don't think about that. We don't think about if they had the good card on turn 3. Are they gonna bounce Pixie and Nightmare? No, they're gonna Kaito me, okay. Yeah. They're gonna hit me, okay. I guess that way they're gonna draw a card. I have 2 answers to this. I guess with sewers. No, that doesn't actually, because I could mill my opponent, I guess, and sewer myself to dig deeper. Sure. Blot out. Need Shieldred's Edict or Blot out. Now that I've been dead, I can just mill myself. We have Think Twice in our deck. I milled the Blot out. It was 1 deeper. I'm just gonna move on. I can't. Yeah, I did have the negate for the Nightmare at least there, but they have 7 cards in hand. My Jace is gonna die. Okay. I think cover up is just too bad here. I don't know if I can play fair with them, you know? Like, their deck is powerful. I don't really have a good way to disrupt Hopeless Nightmare shenanigans. I think I'm bringing in Duress and Blood Out. Not sure about Eclipse. It's gonna be good against Otter, Pixie, Otter, something like that. Like if they return the Stormchaser's Talent. With Pixie, that's already 3 small creatures that I can wipe with this. Yeah. I don't know. Change the equation is interesting. It's probably good enough. Negate is also not too bad. I also have a lot of cheap removal. Maybe I can cut a go for the throat, honestly. They don't have that many, creatures actually. They have what do they have? They have like Pixie and the 2/3. And they okay, I guess they're gonna have Optimistic Scavenger, but they empty their hand really quickly is the problem. So I don't know how good this is really. It's obviously nice to get a Pixie. Is Pixie usually a 2-for-1? What about this guy? I mean, this guy's just good, right? It's a little slow, but on the play it should be quick enough. No, it's just worse than go for the throat, isn't it? There's no upside to it. I don't know. Maybe I'll play 3 of them. Try it out. Yeah, I mean, it's probably correct to run a couple Obstinate Bailiffs. It's gonna make life easier in the post-board games when you really punish them for the Nightmare. Well, I'm definitely Kaito protected. Yeah, now they have a draw that is where Malicious Eclipse is good. They had Nightmare into Kaito turn 3. Malicious Eclipse would not be good, of course, if they had like Pixie plus Nightmare. Yeah. I could just play controlling, and like I could really punish them for putting Kaito into play, technically. I could also stock up, of course. I don't know. I feel like... Okay, no Kaitos. I guess they could have Distonate big enough here, actually. It's kind of annoying. If they do that, I'm gonna Edict the Pixie. Looks like they just have more Pixie, Nightmare, the Fear maybe. Cadaver Lab. Pfft. Ugh. That's a good one against me. See, like, their grind potential is just so good. Yeah. I'm just gonna return the lab. Oh, they returned that. I guess they can return the lab whenever. Okay, they missed the land drop. I'm definitely taking that. 2 lands in hand, so it's between these two. Probably cut down. I guess I'll just kill the otter right now. Oh, wait. I mean, this deck is certainly good against Domain, and Domain is, you know, one of the best decks in the format, I guess. Well, I guess I'll discard the Reef. Interesting. Interesting use of their turn. Didn't want to go with the talent. Wanted to spend their mana proactive, like, in a good way. Huh. Well, if I would have put a Jace to the bottom, that would be nice, I guess. Then I could pick up the Doomsday. I do have Restless Reef, I guess. I could just play Doomsday and then try to Restless Reef my opponent. That should actually work, shouldn't it? Question is, do I want to take a cut down or do Res or Doomsday? I don't think I want to take the Res. I think maybe cut down and Doomsday, or I just take land and Doomsday. That would mean I could just slam it next turn. I mean, that seems pretty good, actually. If they Nightmare me, I just discard Blood out. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice with the Restless Reef, obviously. Like, you have this sort of backup plan. Oh, I know my bottom 6. Yeah, I guess it's kind of relevant to order these cards in a good way. Yeah, sure. Alright. I go to... They have another spell. Okay, they don't. Well, now I'm just gonna mill them because there's nothing they can have here, and I'm at 15. So they're gonna go to 1 card. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about the Gear Hulk. Maybe I'll just lots of duress, negate, and maybe the Eclipse. 1 Eclipse for a fast draw like that, talent. I guess it's a little annoying that both the Fear has free toughness, and yeah, maybe it's a little too narrow. Not a mulligan. Lots of mulligans this match too, which is slightly unfortunate. Putting that to the bottom, obviously not great, but what can you do? I think I'm just gonna discard the Cavern. Could actually come up that I would need this land to get through a No More Lies. I could take the Blot out. If I do rest them, I could take the Kaito anyways. Okay. Now I guess I'm discarding Swamp. Yeah, no funny business. They could draw it. This town ain't big enough. If I do it in their turn, they bounce both their things. Okay. Yeah. Down to 1 card on turn 2. having played one spell. Oh, they have more? They have this town ain't big enough? Really? What do they have there? Maybe a nowhere to run? Interesting. Sure. I guess I'll draw a card now. Make land drop. Duress. I think they have something. They have this town ain't big enough. I'm gonna take one nightmare at least. Oh, break the spell. Why would you bring that card in? I guess to draw a card yourself? The permanent you control a token was destroyed this way, draw a card. So you can always cycle this and scry too with this card. It's like a Serum Visions at instant speed with Hopeless Nightmare. Alright. I did hit, lucky me, on the one random off the top. Alright, 2 Doomsdays gone, that's not good. It's like I can't justify. I cannot justify keeping a Doomsday here. Oh, they don't even scry. I mean, they value the permanent in play, so a lot of their top decks get better. And they have a lot of good top decks. I have Stalk Up and Jace as good top decks. Now they're gonna scry. They had enough. If Pixie is empty, like if they don't have a board, that's certainly not that impressive. But they could also find Storm Chaser's Talent at this point, which is another impressive one. They have 2 spells to get back. They scryed both to the top, yeah. And that's a crazy thing about Pixie. It's so fast and can be so aggressive. That's an interesting one. For the mirror match, I guess. So fast and aggressive, but can also be like super grindy, even in the late game of Storm Chaser's Talent. I guess they topped. The question is, do I want to mill the top card if it's a good one? Probably. Sure, they get to attack me and draw a card, but yeah. It also puts more cards in the bin. They had Talent on top. Yeah. Glad I milled that one. I can always hope that they just draw randomly bad off the top, right? But if I know they have a card they put on top, then yeah. This could be 2 lands. Oh, it's a Kaito. Did my opponent draw Kaito? Oh, they have to plus it, which is pretty good though. Like they still have 6, potentially 7 power. And I have Underground River, so I can't even activate an attack. I have to block. And then I have to draw a removal for one of them. Yeah, Think Twice would have been maybe better than Deduce. Because I could have discarded it. Information is its own weapon. Oh, I didn't see what they... Stupid me. No, I didn't see what they put on top. Or if they put on top. It was very quick, so maybe they just put both on top? They also decided to attack quickly here. Just gonna do this, go to 5, and now I have to draw a removal off the top. Yeah. Okay. I have Negate. But you know, it's getting like these underground. I have 2 Underground Rivers in the deck. Like, I'm aware that Underground River is not the best card to have. But yeah, they're pretty painful when they're the only blue source. Alright, GG to Pixie. Mulligan to 5 in game 1 was pretty rough, and then this game, Mulligan to 6, they had a decent draw, but I wasn't able to finish things. I didn't have like a finisher. The Doomsday combo requires a lot of things, and Hopeless Nightmare sort of nagging away on your hand will make it more difficult to get to 6 lands, find both Jace and Doomsday. Again, Stalk Up would have been fantastic. Think Twice would have been great. Any card advantage, of course, seems really nice in a situation like this that's a little dragged out. All right, next one. Awkward. I mean, there is this part of the deck which is a little awkward. Like Jaces and Doomsdays are clunky and expensive. I'm on the draw. I mean, on the play, I would be more tempted to keep this. With blue-white control, you're also like more okay keeping this because you know you can always find like this very powerful card you can play on turn 4. But with blue-black, you don't have that. You don't have the Beza. So you're like, if you fall behind with this hand, you are behind. Like, I would obviously keep this against Domain, but I can't really keep this against the aggressive decks. So it's just a little unfortunate. I mean, it's a common control problem to not know which game 1 hand to keep because of closed deck lists. It is Domain likely, so wish I could have taken that back. I think that's fine. Well, I guess we can confirm if this is actually a good matchup. Blotout. It's a nice one against Zur. I guess not having like many clean sweepers isn't necessarily great either here. Because like they can just resolve the white overload especially, or like at this point they can play Zur and have like a really good attack. I think I have to just hope they don't have Zur. They can't just sit around do nothing. I could mill for 4, put them to 14 cards. Or I could just draw some cards. Could try to draw into Doomsday. Could try to mill them naturally. Mill for 4 is mill 12. They go to 37 cards in library. This is another 15. It's a long way. Maybe I just have to draw cards. Although I guess if I put them down to, if I put them at 14 cards, then this is only 3 away from drawing 3 cards. Which is somewhat tempting, I guess. If I mill them for the full 15, they go to 17, and then this actually does draw me 3. Maybe I'll just do that then. Alright. Pretty complicated ancestral recall. Oh, interesting. Okay. Blot out, and then next turn Edict an Overlord and Jace to draw some cards. Sounds like the play. I could have also like Edicted and Jaced. Oof. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not Atraxa domain anymore. It's not Angel domain. It is Sewer domain now. Which has a lot of haste. Haste damage, especially if you have these green overlords. That card is so ridiculously good in that deck. It's just insanely good. Yeah, I mean, I'm just dead. I need deadly cover up here. Huh. Yeah, I guess maybe you need deadly cover up more than I thought in this matchup, because these situations are gonna arise where they don't quite have enough to kill you, but you still need something like to clear the board. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, that's a lesson to take away. I suppose I have to play more deadly cover up to make this matchup more competitive. But that also makes me dislike this entire deck, because that would mean that I have to play a card that's kind of bad in like these other important matchups, right? So I have to like really, and I have to add more of these clunky cards that are like all these cards here. I think they're not that great against Pixie and Gruul. And I would have to add more of them to be able to beat Domain. Yeah, it's kind of rough. I mean, at that point, you might actually want to do that, what I saw people doing on Magic Online, where you just not have the Doomsday, essentially, and just have the Gear Hulk and the Jaces and the Deadly Cover Up. Maybe that's a good plan. Maybe with the Gear Hulk, you have a good plan game 1 against Red and Pixie. Then with the Deadly Cover Up and the Jaces, that's already enough. You don't need the combo. Because you also have Restless Reef to mill, and Restless Reef, they only have Get Lost for, I guess. They have Right's End. Right's End does the trick too. So I guess that could make sense. Just, thinking out loud. Okay. Cut down out, Eclipse out, Anoint, nowhere to run. Intimidation Tactics, Blood out, negate the same stroke, Duress. Honestly, Duress isn't even that great against these decks. I guess it hits Beanstalk and hits the occasional negate. Gear Hulk is interesting. I guess I only have 2 slots to give, and all my sideboard looks bad. So I guess I'll just play 2 Gear Hulks. I could also go with another Gear Hulk. Taking the Beanstalk seems important, though. I just want to give the Gear Hulk a little bit of a run for its money. There you go. Gear Hulk action time. Am I looking for something? I don't like to play Surveil lands if I'm not looking for something specific. Like if lands and spells are good, which in this hand, lands and spells are kind of good. So I'm not gonna Surveil for now. Duress. Taking the Beanstalk seems kind of high priority. Ay. Okay. Yeah. Look at that. Value. Maybe there has to be four of those. My own Beanstalk. Free card draw. Yeah. This is funny. Funny. So like the problem with the cavern here, obviously. Construct or demon makes a bit of a difference. I'm also almost tempted to just Gearhawk myself. Look at target player's hand. Does that mean they get to see my hand? I don't think so. I hope not. I could discard a Doomsday and go about my life. Like, what's my strategy here? This 4/4 is not gonna go the distance. I take Leyline Binding, I guess. Okay, fine. I'll do it on them, but I don't know. I mean, the double Doomsday is just such a mulligan. Like, the second is just so irrelevant. And I kind of need lands. I already have the Restless Reef too. I'm just gonna discard myself. Okay. I also need 7 lands to get this going. It's a little unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah. Felden's Cane? Wow. The anti-Jace tech. Look at that. That is funny. Well, it doesn't really work against Doomsday, though. A little bit. A little bit. Does buy you time. Could actually still be really good against it. Because, like, yeah, I mean, they still will have a graveyard left. Interesting. So they can't Zoom me right now with the Analyze because they don't have graveyard. They don't have mana up. I'm just gonna Jace draw on myself. I don't want to fill up their graveyard because then they have more to shuffle back in. Nice. This one goes on Demon. I was really happy to hit a land there. Maybe we can think twice into more lands and then we... Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think it's really high priority on hitting land drops. Okay, nice. I'm certainly gonna kill Zur, and then I think I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Because if I kill this, they have Analyze up to get like a White Overlord or something. So I think I'm just gonna take a hit. Okay. This card's problematic for me. Maybe Essence Scatter is better than change the equation, or better than some of the removal, I guess. Like now if they don't play Cavern anymore, you can just Essence Scatter all these, right? Yeah, maybe you need Essence Scatter. Get out. Counter enchantment or creature. Interesting. Yeah, the Zur has continuously been rough. Yeah, I guess I have to kill off this at that point, yeah. Again, Deadly Cover-Up would be kind of nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm repeating myself at this point. The Zur has been problematic. Either something like Essence Scatter or Deadly Cover-Up would be appreciated. Okay, I keep hitting the lands, which is nice. They can just... Maybe I should have used Edict last turn. Now they can just sacrifice the Beanstalk, technically. They don't want to. They don't want to... Like, I was hoping they activated end of turn, maybe. Then I could have, in response, cast... Okay, they just rather have the Beanstalk. I mean, they have the Felden Cane, they have 5 cards in the grave. I'm almost hoping they Analyze to exile some cards in the graveyard. It's unfortunate I'm out of removal. It would be nice to kill this. Get my Georg back. I used a lot of my removal for what it's worth. I have 2 Blot Out and 2... Okay. I guess I'll counter that. I have 4 in the grave, so if I play Doomsday... we'll see. I mean, the beans... Yeah, we'll see. Visa. Beza, nothing. Beza 4-5. Yeah. Interesting game. They also don't have the Felden right away. I'm in a desperate situation. I have to do this. I have to hope they don't have anything. I mean, maybe they have Negate in hand. I'm kind of smelling a Negate. If they have Binding, I'm obviously dead or get lost. They don't have to do this right away. Why are they doing this now? You see what I'm saying? Like, that seems... Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay, you just did it for fun. Okay, get paired into tier 1 decks, get brutalized. Huh. Okay, we're on the play. Yeah, I'm getting kind of bad vibes a little bit. Like maybe this is just all too cute. The Zur decks, the main decks, just killing us so quickly. This is pretty shad. Like the Atraxa domain list was just so much more friendly and chill, you know. Not so aggressive. Gave you time. So we're surveilling and then we're analyzing. Yeah, that's not how you should do it. That's not how you should do it. Sequence. So I don't have a second blue to cast this on turn 4. Anyways, so I could cast it right now. I think I will. Like I can draw a card here. And then plus it. Yeah. And then when I play the Doomsday, I can minus it. And I even have Negate for a Get Lost. And I have Restless Reef. Even if they get rid of the Jace somehow, I have Restless Reef down the line as well. Oops, my bad. Apologies. Just forgot to activate my Jace. Nope. Nope place. No, they could have Leyline Binding. They don't. Okay. Well, I technically have a kill next turn. I'm also protected from Zur, which is nice. Well, GG. Best deck ever. Best deck ever. That's been called. No. Never doubted it. Never. Never doubted it. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Oh. Look at that. Look at that. Minus 6. Bye-bye. Hehe. Alright. At least we got one down. Same thing as last time. Go. Tactics. Yalk. Duress, negate, disdainful stroke. Yeah, it's kind of against like these recent configurations. It really seems that Essence Scatter is the way to go. Like they don't play Cavern anymore, so you can literally counter every relevant card in a deck. Like Essence Scatter seems pretty great. But it's also kind of random because I think some of the lists still run it, so it's like not... You don't know, and then if you run against someone who still has Cavern, you're like, blah, looking at all these Essence Scatters in your hand, so that's not good. So you can't really... It's not safe to go that route. It's just not safe. Yeah, so I also haven't drawn up many stock ups in the games I lost. I just want to point out, like maybe that is a correlation right there. I'm gonna do this because Overlord. Would have been better to hold up negate because they have the card that's actually negatable. It is how it is. Couldn't know that before. Wastewood Verge makes me think they're low on Cavern. If they're finding space for that card. Negate, good to know about. Interesting. Well, the cover up seems a little bad into the negate. I feel like they're not gonna tap out of negate ever. So maybe I just take Think Twice and a Restless Reef. And just try to go the combo route with Cavern. Seems pretty solid. That I just took from your hand. That's not fair. That doesn't really do anything, right? I don't think so. I guess it does exile my Think Twice. But that's okay. I'm gonna live with that. I just need Doomsday on turn 6, and then I have negate Jace to counter their negate and resolve my Jace and kill them. That's all I need. So I need an untapped swamp. Perfect. Gearhawk. I don't think I can do that. They forgot to exile my Think Twice for what it's worth, so I could draw a card. I'm not going to, but I could. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Can I get one? Can I get one today? They still only have one blue source, so they can't even double negate me. Not doing anything. Well. Demon time. The track's in the bin. How did that happen? Did I mill it? They surveilled it. Okay. Alright. This looks good to me. Yep, you got it. They should have done that with the trigger on the stack. Right? Like this trigger is a ETB trigger, no? Yeah. They could have had 2 more cards in library. That was not so smart. Like now, they're on free cards. So they're like, not only they have to just be, like, even if they don't have any mill effects, they could just die to go for the throats. If I kill the Overlord, like, what's your pressure? Okay, yeah. Just swing and a miss, sounds good. So I have two choices. Jace. I can actually play Jace for 3 mana and then have double negate up. Yeah, okay, nothing beats that. The other choice was to play... Oh, Tidebinder. Oof. Well, Tidebinder is also good against Restless Reef, though. Tidebinder is good against both lines. The other choice would have been Restless Reef, of course, but that loses to a double removal spell. It can't be Leyline Binding, so there has to be like... yeah. It has to be something like... Yeah, okay. Well, we got one at least. Small victory. I would love to get paired into Gruul, maybe. To get some action with the Gear Hulk against Gruul. Maybe I was supposed to have the Gear Hulk against Pixie too. I don't know. Seems a little low ball though. Seems a little small ball. Okie dokie. On the draw. A little bit of a shaky hand against an aggressive deck, but I mean, I have stock up, I have 3 lands. There's the higher claw. Yeah, this is... I feel like this is gonna get ugly. I don't think there's any need to do rest. I mean, I guess they could cast a Rage here. If they go I don't know, for some reason higher claw plus rage or something, I guess. Just upgrading, leveling up the claw, all right. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna duress here. Okay. Yikes. Okay, they're really all in on this claw. Guess lightning strike. I would take the rage, maybe. Yeah, if I had one removal here, this game would be easy, actually. They kept a bit of a risky one against someone with, you know, a shock, a cut down, a go for the throat. This would not have really worked out. Oh, they don't want to give haste, huh? Could have given haste there. Rather just activate. I'm getting toasted here. So they make it a 2-power guy. And then next turn, they can deal me 6 from the rages. Oh, there's the cut down. Why so late? They can make it 12 damage. 12 damage is a lot. I think I can't allow that to happen. Yeah, I would have died. It was like, yeah. I would have taken 12 and they have a burst lightning in hand. So I mistapped a little bit. They could have also pumped with the village theoretically, but they don't want to use the rage. I mean, that's kind of good for me. It gives me more draws to... I was about to say to like a go for the throat, but that doesn't cut it. So they can hit me for what? Shock me to 7 and then kill me. Awkward. I think I just have to pass and then negate, and then I have to stock up into a 2-mana kill spell. Yeah. Not wanting to use these rages, very interesting. I mean, at this point, like if I had a go for the bird, I would have cast it, you know? Eclipse makes this a 1/2. They didn't even want to activate for what it's worth. Makes this a 1/2. Then I can cut down, but then I can just rage and I don't negate up. Not a... Okay. Yeah, that's enough. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense why it didn't level up there. Alright, Jace, Doomsday out. Negate out, I guess. Blood out isn't great. They might have the Lynx. It's just mono red. Lynx. Disdainful Stroke for Lynx. Preacher, Shieldred, Gear Hulk. Duress, Blood out, negate. I guess Duress is the best. Deadly Cover up. Deadly Cover up, not the greatest, especially with all these creatures. How many answers? I actually don't have that many answers to the Lynx. I have 3 go for the throat and 2 change the equation. Maybe I'll just play 2 Blood out. I feel like a lot of the red lists have Lynx nowadays, right? And they just bring it in against any sort of non-red opponent that doesn't have a normal 2-color mana base. Really good start, but not much else. I'm always envisioning when I see these hands, I could just mulligan to like a free land hand with like a removal and a stock up and a random card, and that would be a great hand, right? That's sort of always the thought in a stock up deck. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much sort of what I was talking about. I think the rest is certainly worse than the removal. The rest is one of the weaker cards, I think, in the main deck. Oh, sorry, in the post-board configuration against red. Because If they are not playing stuff like Forges, or I don't know, some non-creature thing that you can bring in against control usually, like Chandra, I guess, could be a card they play. Then they have, but I think they have links nowadays, and then the rest is just so much worse because what does it take? A lightning strike? Lightning strike isn't that good anyways. Um, I don't know if I should play my cut down. Maybe not. Open deck list is so much better for. What do I do here? Open deck list is so much better for control decks. It's unreal. Like, for example, the game one hand I kept, I probably wouldn't have kept it against mono red if I knew I would be playing against mono red. It's so huge. It's so important. Open deck list makes a big, big difference in like me wanting to play control in any given format. So many options. I can like manifold mouse. I can kill the manifold mouse with either of my removal spells. I could try to kill the hero. They're certainly playing weirdly off curve. Makes me think they have rage. So what do I do? What do I do? I think I just kill off this hero. I don't know. So awkward. That's actually a decent draw. Goes around the rage. What's your hand? Are you just gonna lynx me here? Nemesis? You would have cast Nemesis, right? Okay, so your hand is like Lynx and a bunch of burn and rages. Land Shieldred or Anoint. Do we have a Gearhulk already? I also do have a cut down already. Maybe I just take the Anoint here? Shieldred does get the job done quickly. I'm gonna play Gearhulk next turn, likely. They might play some creature, attack me, I get a 14 or something. Shieldred is very unique and powerful. I only have one Shieldred in my entire 75. I'm just gonna go with the Shieldred. They seem to have Burst Lightning as well. Mm-hmm. I could just stalk up and pass. If I play Gearhulk, I'm kinda forced into taking the Rage if I see it. Huh. They could also have multiple Rages. That would make the cut down line very poor, because then I would take 4 plus 2, 6 damage, plus twice 12 from the double strike. But if they have double Rage, my Gearhulk won't be that great either. I will get a Lifelinker out though. I think I'm just gonna go after Gearhulk. I could also go with Shieldred, but that's weak to Frenzy. Oh, interesting. I could take the Burst Lightning. if I do that, they can't kill my Gearhulk if they draw land. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I could also take nothing, because the hand is kind of weak. But taking away the option for them to kill the Gearhulk seems kind of good. Like now, even if they've drawn a rage here, they take like 10, I go to 6, and I just attack. Go gain 4 again, so I'm fine. Right? I go to 10, I go to 6, I go up to 10. They have 8 burn in hand, so it's not, you know, it's something, but the burn also requires them to have a total of 5 mana spent. Blocking here seems bad against Burst Lightning, obviously. Like, it's just not a good idea to block. Yeah. Gearhulk giving you the information is certainly nice. Yeah, maybe I'm starting to think that these control lists that just run Jace and Gearhulks in the main deck and don't run the Doomsday are probably better than my idea here. Like the whole stock up thing, you can run stock up in those decks as well. It's gonna be great. And then no matter if you have the the combo or not, whatever. All right, we go up to 13. We cut down the mouse and play Shield Red and win the game. Yeah, the hand was very weak. I obviously played it around Rage unnecessarily, but I also felt like I was able to play around Rage. Otherwise, I wouldn't have, obviously. Okay. No, I mean, it seems fine. I guess Blood Out, not the greatest, but I don't know. Seems like I might do some things. Could also negate technically instead of like duress maybe instead of a Blood Out. Like 1 negate. I don't know. I'm a little scared of the links. I only have 3 go for the throats. Stops my lifelink. Like if that thing sits in play, it's pretty bad. I mean, as an island, I would probably keep if this wouldn't be an island, but it's also really mana, like an expensive hand. This hand's not great either. But I'm not gonna go to 5. And this is like where blue-white is so nice. Should just go Darkslick Shores to rest, probably. And this is where blue-white is so nice, because even though I don't have a great hand, I know that I can find things, like Beza, Lockdown, Day of Judgment, that can just like completely bail me out. Like at the Pro Tour, I played against Mono Red, and I just had Lockdown on turn 3. And I was a happy fella. Ooh. Oh my god, that's gonna be insane. It's better to kill the hero if they have another Manifold Mouse. That's the only scenario I can envision where it's better to kill the hero. A Rage protects either of them. A Rage also deals me a ton of damage with the mouse. If I kill the hero, I would go to 14, then they can Rage the mouse. I take 8 plus 2 from the Swift Spear, so it's 10. I would go to 4. It would not be pretty. Okay. Almost tempting to just stock up because they have 2 more small creatures I can kill with the Eclipse. But that's probably crazy. Take my 2 for 1 when I can get it. Yeah, sometimes Malicious Eclipse is quite nice. I mean, that's sort of the catch-up effect, like a temporary lockdown, right? Obviously, lockdown is really, really good against the mono red deck. You just don't have any answers to it. It's so good. And just Nemesis and Lynx usually that are not affected. I guess this opponent has Forge, which obviously good against lockdown. Just checking if my mic is working. Seems good. Opponent still has a good game here. I mean, seem to have only spells in hand. Maybe the last card is a land, who knows? Deep in the tank over there. All right, turns out they vanished, disappeared. That's Lisa W. I think this game wasn't close to over. Would have been interesting to see how it played out. I guess I do have a slight edge probably, so I was able to stem the early bleeding. I felt like I was okay, but yeah. In any case, I think that's enough for Blue-Black Doomsday. I think we can put it back to the shelf. I guess what I would, if I would want to explore this archetype more, what I would want to try, I suppose, is the Gearhulk variant with just Jaces. I mean, the whole Doomsday Jace stuff is basically just for like domain, right? Or like domain sort of the big target of that combo. But maybe, or probably, presumably, if instead of the Doomsday, you play just 4 cover up, or free cover up, 3 or 4, and then 4 Jays, your domain matchup's going to be just fine already. And then also because you have stock up now, you are not as reliant on like this combo finish to beat the various mid-range decks, because you can actually grind in a good way. Yeah, maybe that means you don't need the whole Doomsday stuff, and you can just play the Gearhulk instead, which is going to be much better against both Pixie and Red, while not being embarrassing against decks where creatures are historically bad against. So that's something, I have on my mind right now, I guess, and something for you guys to take away from this video, that might be a reasonable angle to explore. Not necessarily saying that's going to be better than playing domain or whatnot, but that seems like the next step in the evolution of figuring out this blue-black archetype, control archetype. And that perhaps gives you a glimpse into how I'm approaching testing, how I'm thinking, how I'm moving forward. Like, if I'd be testing for a Pro Tour, so this process that I'm going through right now, the thoughts that I'm sharing about this new iteration of the deck is exactly what I'm doing when I'm testing for a tournament. I'm like always analyzing and trying to figure out like which cards matter, which cards are important, which cards are too slow, which cards are, and then I basically, over the span of 3 or 4 matches, I might already conclude, okay, I can shelve this, and I could explore it further with these changes, which I'm suggesting right now, or I just shelve it completely and move on from the deck and put my energy into a different archetype. And that's how you go step by step, testing the various decks. All right. Well, there you go. A little bit of a glimpse into my testing process. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, regardless of the outcome. And see you next time. Take care.